Alright, so this is the camera that I use underwater here. Looks pretty, like, swanky, huh? But the craziest thing about it is, so the big components is I have this underwater lens, which makes it super wide angle, and that's this piece here. And then within that piece, there is you can see in here, a red filter that color corrects for underwater blues and greens. So the red filter is in the wide angle lens, which makes it much, much wider. And when you have a wide angle lens, you can get much closer to the subject, so you're not shooting through a lot of like garbage in the water. Underwater, when you get more than, let's say, 3 or 4 meters away from something, you lose all of the color because it all just diffracts in the water. So being as close to the subject as possible, that's really the key. The underwater color correction makes all the colors look beautiful. And then I've got my light set up here, and this may look super fancy. Let me take it off. But it actually isn't. It's actually, these are flashlights off of Amazon, which I think were 10 bucks a piece, and they go down to 300 feet. So I bought 4 of those, so that was 40 bucks. I had to buy these clamps, which were $5 a piece, and then I had to do a little modification to them and bought these other clips that I hooked to the clamps, and those were $1 a piece. So that's, now we're into it for another what? $5 times 4 is 20, so we're up to like $60, maybe 70. And then I had to buy this rail, which was $8. So this whole thing, I mean, it's super solid and it's super cool. Gives out great light, no shadows, perfectly consistent across the whole frame of your picture. And I did this for like 80 bucks. And I put a little mount on here so it mounts onto the camera. And then you get to the camera. So this is the standard stock Canon underwater housing. It's like 300 bucks. And then the camera itself is just a little piece of crap Canon S110. I really like it. I mean, this is like 4Gen. A lot of people want to use like the G7X now. That's the newest one. That's like 700 bucks. This one, when it came out, was like 500. Now, if you can find them, they're like 100 bucks or less. And the housings, you can still find the housings as well. When the housing first came out, it was like $600, but you know, because it's for a discontinued camera, it's like 100 bucks or less as well. So that's basically everything I've got for my, for my camera setup. And the coolest thing about it is you can break all this down. It's pretty lightweight, and you can travel with it very easily. And these are rechargeable batteries. I just leave them on the whole dive. So, I mean, if you leave them on for 3 hours straight, it works just fine. Oh yeah, and in here, I don't know if you can see, I cut out a piece of paper and put it behind the lens so it diffuses everything a little bit more, and it works perfectly. Cuts a little bit down on the brightness, but it diffuses it out so you get really good common light over everything. And that's it.